you got to pull it up. Okay, so exactly. So what happens on the exit? That's a nice little question. What do we do on the exit? The exit functions as such, okay? So you go through your stroke, like here, okay? You're a bit rotated just a little bit forward. You never want to be square because you don't want your arm to come across. Rotation is here. Okay, so you're here. You're ready to exit. What do? A lot of people, what they do is they come inside and go back out like this. This is no good. Your paddle never wants to come inside. It always wants to come across your face. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to focus on your top hand pulling the blade out. Okay, so when you pull the blade out, it just comes right out of the water, and you do, and your bottom arm, what it does is the chicken wing, just out.
Right, so I get that, but now I'm in this too high position that you
lower it
I guess
down.
bring it down.
Okay. So here, I'll show you again. Okay, so I have a drill that I do. Because if I go like this, it's going to go inside. So I let go of the paddle on the bottom, and then I drop. If I go up, I'm in my position, and I drop. Go up, and drop. Okay, now the thing is this is the problem. It's not the way you want to paddle. Okay? No, this isn't paddling. The problem is that what we're trying to get you to do is later on is to go forward with your hips and to drop it a little bit more with your arms. Just a little bit. That's coming later. Okay? Just want to give you a little intro. So it's straight up with your arm like this across your face and chicken wing out. Do not bend your wrist. Okay? We don't want that problem happening to us. Okay? You start bending your wrist like that about 800 times in practice, it's going to be fun in 20 years. Okay? Okay, it's not going to be good tomorrow. All right, let's do that for 2 minutes now. 2 minutes. So now we're on 3 minutes. Okay?
We're still doing
Same drill. Now the thing is what I'm not seeing is you guys, when you go into that rotation, I need you to tighten up that core and engaging it. I really need you guys to stress it out. Okay? And push down on your paddle a little bit more. Okay? That's where the power is coming from. If you're just going in for the rotation and ride, and you're just like, whatever. Not much there. Legs? You have great legs.
There you go. Search for power.
Some people, most coaches, they say that on the toes. I like the heels. I've always felt good on the heels. The toes are always a popular one. I don't like the toes. I don't like the way my toes feel. All cramped and stuff. It's really I don't know. It's really hard to say. I would say either the toes. Either the toes or the heels, guys. Okay? Just make sure that you're not locking your knee. That's the most important part. Okay, that inside leg, don't lock it. Alright guys, thumbs up. You're getting weak in other places. Okay, so I'm sure I don't know if you guys have metro stations in Vermont, but we do. And when I'm waiting for a metro, I don't sit there all like with my chest out and all like perfect stance and being like, I'm waiting for the metro. This is the way I do it. I'm leaning to the side and my arms all like this. And why is it doing that? Because my body is designed to be lazy. It wants to be lazy. Your body always wants to be lazy. If you can sit down and watch TV, bam, it's there. It's like an open invitation. It's like steak and guys. Okay? You will not refuse steak. Okay? What you want to do is you want to be mentally aware of what's going on all the time. You want to be aware of your body, how it reacts to the movement, when it gets tired. Arnold Schwarzenegger said it best. He says it's not the first 7 or 8 reps you can do. It's the last 2 that count. Why? Because your body's tired. It's where it learns. The first 8 that you can do, fantastic. Bravo. We'll give you a medal for that. But it doesn't matter. You know, you've already learned how to do those 8. It's the 2 that you can't do that are the hardest. Okay? So what you want to be aware of is nice big bodies. So when I say tall bodies, make sure your chest is out and you're really straight with your movement. Big movement, as opposed to being all hunched. Look what happens to the blade. Look what happens to the blade, alright? If I'm all hunched like this, if I'm nice and tall, look at the angle. Huge difference. Nice and tall. So for the next 2 minutes, nice and tall. Sorry. Alright, nice and tall. Alright, so make sure you're really, really nice and tall. So when I say nice and tall, remember, refocus, get tall. Because you guys all start really well, but it gets tiring, and all of a sudden you're like, where's my cocktail? Okay? Sounds good? Okay. You're watching a movie and you're like, wow, that high definition stuff is amazing, man. I can see everything. Okay? It's a high def camera. Okay? And we'll see everything. Everything. I'll see if you cut your nails or not. Alright? You better make sure that's manicured. That's great. Alright, so that's not now. First we're going to do a couple more drills. And then at the end of this, the whole like practice, when you guys are tired, and I shouldn't be filming you, I will film you. Because why? It's the last 2 sets that are the most important. I don't want to see what you can do when you're fresh. I want to see what you can't do when you're not fresh.
The end of the race.
Okay? The end of the race. And this is what we need to correct. Alright, so let's do a little bit more drills. The next one is the catch. Let me see my regular position. Okay. Now, a lot of you, what happens, okay, is that you go into your catch and you just pull right away. And you're scared. You're scared of falling onto that paddle. Okay, what I'd like you to do is I'd like everybody odd and even rows. Okay, to take turns. So I'm going to do 1 minute odd rows. You guys are going to do this. So it's going to be you, myself, the person behind. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fall on our paddle. Just falling on it. What are we looking for? Resistance. That's it. Just resistance. Just falling on the paddle. And what that does is when you finally get it, you get a big ass stroke. Why? Because you're finally falling on it. You're using your own body weight as a means of pushing. Okay? And that is free. Imagine I went to a store and I said, this is free. Would you take it? I know I would. Okay? But this is something we don't know about. So it's like a cash register saying, you got free shit, but you don't know what it is. Well, I'm showing you what that free stuff is. Okay? And it's that. It's falling on your paddle. It's very hard. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours when I do a one-on-one with somebody for them to understand that. But when they understand it, it's like day and night. They're like, I never knew that you could pull that much water. It changes their whole life in terms of dragon boating. Alright? So we're going to do it as an introduction, and we're going to see what happens. I'm not saying that you're going to get it right away. I just want to introduce you, give you a shot. So what you're doing is you're bending your arm a little bit. Not like this. Not super straight, just a little bit. Okay? You want to keep that arm bent just a little bit, all the way through. You want to fall in the front. Just fall in the front. You want to get a little bit of resistance. Okay? So, whoa, you guys are all eager. Okay, so every other spot, look at me. So I go, and I'm just falling on it.
It's not a whole stroke then.
It's not a whole stroke. I'm just falling on the paddle. I'm not pushing back. I'm pushing down actually. I'm pushing down. See, if you don't get resistance, this is what happens. Much slower, much slower. See, I'm going all the way down, but you wouldn't know it. But this, you know right away. That's because there was no resistance. You want to find that resistance on your catch. All right, so let's do that right now. So we'll start with the odd rows first. So 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Sounds good?